All righty. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Life Reawakened Show. We are here today with Kari Alajoki. Kari, say hello so everybody can see you.
Hello. I'm really looking forward to this. We're going to have a great time.
I'm super excited and Happy New Year, Kari. I don't think we were chatting and I don't think we even said that to each other.
That's true. Best wishes for a wonderful new year. That's for everyone on the call. We need that.
Yes, absolutely. So, guys, we have a super fun call with Kari today. We're talking about the organ intelligence code. So, we're going to jump into what that is in a little bit. But before we do, I see a hand raised. So, I was going to let you guys know that Kari is going to be doing scans on organs today. So, you can hit the react button, raise your hand that way. And also, I want to say hello to a couple of you. So, I see Eva, hello from Sweden. Glad to have you here. Alice, hello from San Francisco. Glad to have you here. We got Antoinette. Hello, hugs back to you, Antoinette. Nice to have you here as well. We have Al from Malaysia, Linda from Arizona, Marita from Sweden, Kathy from California. Oh, hello, Kathy. Sending you lots of prayers over there in California for sure. Marianne, hello in Greece. Nice to have you. Sherry from Florida. Hopefully it's warmer, Sherry, in Florida than it's been. I saw it's been a little chilly down there. Bobby, nice to see you from Washington. Glad to have you here today and a great day for you to be here with Kari. Jay, hello. Oh, Jay, California fire area. I hope you are safe. Sending you lots of prayers there, Jay, for sure. Brenda from San Francisco. Hello. Uma from Chicago. Hello. Who else do we have here? We got Sybil from Canada. Hello. We got Carol, Boston. Nice. Hello. And we have Craig from Los Angeles. And we got Minnesota. Jean, we have France from Montreal. I can't speak. So, all right, guys. Hello, hello, hello. So glad to have you here. Cindy, I see you too. All right, we're going to make this call really interactive with Kari today. But some of you might not know Kari, so let me introduce her to you. So, Kari Alajoki has spent years helping individuals unlock their vitality and reverse signs of aging through advanced energetic methods. Her expertise stemmed from decades of hands-on experience combined with deep understanding of quantum energy and its impact on physical, emotional, and cellular health. Kari's journey to overcome her own health challenges has provided her with unique insights into the underlying factors that accelerate aging. Her ability to combine science-backed methods with intuitive energy work makes her a sought-after expert in holistic regeneration. And like I said, today we are talking about the organ intelligence code. Reactivate your organ's natural intelligence for youthful vitality. So, Kari, officially, welcome to the call today.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm super excited to talk about this organ intelligence code and what this is and how it affects our vitality, our energy, like just how is this all connected and how to
Okay.
for it?
Yes. What happens in the body systemically, and I'm sure many people listening have already kind of learned a lot about this. We're folks here who are interested in our health and our well-being, and we study. But these different areas of the body are really like your core elements, the things that bring forward your expressions for health, wellness, mental health, emotional health, your ability to be resilient against stressors that come in of all kinds, because it really doesn't matter what the stressor is, your body needs to be resilient. If you have understandings of the different energy centers, or sometimes referred to as chakras of the body, there's different types of expressions from those areas. For example, your solar plexus, your liver, gallbladder, those things there, that's where you will experience the ability to be strong, as in mentally feeling strong and having strength of will to do the things that you desire to do, the things you want to do, the ability to be resilient against stressors, making decisions of I'm going to do X, Y, Z, and I'm going to follow through with it. There's that element that is oftentimes correlated or associated there. So this program is designed to take many different areas of the body that had been understood to be associated with physical strength and well-being, mental, emotional as well. One more, for example, the skeletal. If those of you who have worked with me in one-on-ones, you have probably heard me say at some point how your bony structures, your skeletal structures, they carry and hold so much information. It's as though those parts of your body, like the master holder of information. We find that out when we work together. That's the evidence of it coming forward. And if you've studied old writings or different things, you have also probably heard that talked about or written about, where the spine is one of the first places to start when you're looking to solve a problem in the body. So this program is quite intensive, covering many different areas of the body, different ways your body expresses, including even what we call the matrix, the thing that connects all of it, that is beyond the physical, things that cannot be scanned easily on MRIs or in other types of scans. It's the energetic expression for life. You have the communication pathways that are beyond what can be seen easily, what is oftentimes understood. So we've covered a whole lot of things in the body: liver, gallbladder, thyroid, skin, hair follicles, nail matrix. Some of them seem, oh, they're just the fun extra things, but they're not. They are sometimes the external evidence of what's happening on the inside. And yet they are very much interrelated, and it matters. I don't know if any of you has ever been in a situation where you desperately needed a haircut. You're like, I need a haircut so bad. You just don't like the way it feels. You don't like the way it looks. And you go get a haircut and maybe you cut quite a bit off and you feel transformed. Has anyone felt that way? I know I have. Feels like every time, right?
For
You
sure.
feel so good. And in all truthfulness, you oftentimes look different. People are like, oh, you look so great. You just got a haircut. Practically speaking, if the hair was just this thing that's the stuff that's growing out and it doesn't really matter, is that even possible? Okay, you cut it. Do you really look? No, your skin actually looks better immediately. You look like you're glowing. You look like you're radiating greater health in that moment, right when you get your haircut. I think it's a real thing. It's not just a thing where we think it's true and that we just assume, oh, you look better because your hair looks different. You actually look different. Your hair immediately will oftentimes spring into greater health from the roots all the way out wherever you cut it, where before it all was looking so drab or dull or dry or breaking off. It's really amazing the connection that happens two ways. Hair, as you heal it or you change it, it has the ability to change the inside and you can look amazing. Like I said, skin glowing, you feel radiant and you feel more energy. You just feel wonderful all the way around. And on the other end of it, amplifying those organs, getting them back on track again, liver, gallbladder, the digestive tract, which then of course stimulates other chemicals in the body, your hormones, the whole chain of events. Then it comes back and expresses out into the hair. So it's really a two-way thing. It's not just, oh, my liver, I'm going to get that going. And it's okay, here's a chain of events and now it came out here. It's both, all at the same exact moment. So we have some fun things in here. Some of them look like they're only for fun, but they're fun because they work, and they're fun because they're truly connected and it all matters. So yeah, I think this is a really great way to start off the new year. In essence, it's just doing a reboot, a cleanse for the many areas of the body that have the ability to quickly express into greater health. The other thing that's really fun about it is probably most people understand that when you have health, you radiate that. Your skin looks and becomes more hydrated. Fine lines and wrinkles disappear or diminish greatly. You have better complexion, better color. Your hair starts to shine. Your nails start to grow healthy and strong again. So not only do you look great, you feel great. And which comes first, the chicken or the egg? You feel great and you look great, or you like, oh, I look great. Now that makes me feel great.
I think so often we just are like, okay, I'm getting older. I should have less energy. My hair should start going gray and dull, and I should have wrinkles. And I should, like, a lot of us don't get alarmed because this is what happens when you age. And then also, is it vain to worry about my wrinkles? So, both of those things, I think, distract us from really paying attention. So, are you saying, though, that's like a warning sign or cue that's something inside internally, and it might not just be your liver, it might be a liver that's connected to this, to the connect, like it's all connected? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I look at it that way. And of course, most holistic medicine does as well. If we look at your hair, we look at your nails, look at your skin health, see how things are working, how they're functioning. Yes, if you're getting deep lines or wrinkles in, or your skin is just starting to fall apart, where all of a sudden it's losing the elasticity, it's thinning dramatically, that tells us a story of what's happening on the inside. No, not so much vanity, but much more, it's telling a story. When we see someone who has dramatically aged in a short amount of time, definitely we think, oh my goodness, are they okay? That's just natural. Our self understands something has changed and it's dramatic and it's a cause for concern. And then you see someone who looks absolutely amazing, well into their 80s, and thinking, wow, this is
What are we doing?
it looks so great. They're just running circles around people who are 30 years younger than them. And there are those folks out there, and they look so vibrant.
Right.
They just look amazing. They might have beautiful hair and their skin is glowing, and sure, they may have some lines and wrinkles, but they're not those, if you want to call them, almost like devastating, as in causing a ton of change there. It's there, but it's not the same as when you see someone who looks like they've experienced dramatic early aging or accelerated aging. And that's where that kind of feeling of concern comes in.
That makes sense. So the organ intelligence code, this piece, is it only certain organs that we're really looking at that are really affecting, or is it the entire system, the body system? Like, what organs in particular are important that we need to be paying attention to here?
In this program, we've done our best to go ahead and move through all the main pieces, because every part of the body, of course, is connected, but we want to take the main pieces that then stimulate into other areas to cover, in the end, to have a kind of a touch into every single element of the body. And so we've chosen, yes, liver, gallbladder, lungs, of course, being a huge place where you will see diminished health in the face, in the hair, because when there's a reduced ability to take in oxygen like you need, or to detoxify, because it's a huge detoxification organ, it shows up. You see it all around there. We've got the thyroid, hair follicles, and nails. We've got the optical and auditory. Those, again, are not just early aging. There's a story behind what's happening there and where it's connected in the body, for sure. Neural pathways. Mostly we probably think, well, right, isn't that more like brain health, or aren't we talking about a brain problem? Yes. And those pathways must be vibrant and healthy in order for the rest of your organs to be getting the signals that they need, in order for all the information to be cycling through. So we really want those to be vibrant. And you will notice, if you're someone who experiences some depression or anxiety, you can feel that kind of shift almost right away. Look in the mirror, see how you feel. You will look brighter. The heaviness off the face lifts. So yes, there's that direct connection into how one appears from the inside out. Then also covering the skeletal tissues and the joints, the neuromuscular system. That's very complex as well. And then two that are oftentimes really fun is the pineal and hypothalamus. I did this in my beta test with one individual. It was actually really great. It didn't really say a whole lot. I was more like, okay, this is just a beta test. Just enjoy it. Let's go through this. It came out of the work that we did together here in the beta test. And it was like, wow. I was like, what did you notice? What thoughts? It was like, he's like, wow, I just had these thoughts of this person or that person, how there's just so much ability for what they do coming to fruition, like very productive. They plan something and it all works out, and they do something and it goes to greater heights. And of course, most people here are already laughing. Yeah, of course, that's because you're opening up those centers, the pineal and the hypothalamus, physically and energetically. You open them up and things start transforming right away. There's that communication that can come to you. And so that one was really fun because that individual was really surprised at what had come forward and was able to have that right in the moment experience of what happens when you clear that out. But moving on, we've got the digestive tract, wanting to cover that, clear that out. And I think I said liver and lymphatic, making sure we tune into all that. Once we get into the live calls, that's where we're going to be tuning into some of the kind of the systemic and matrices, like the in-between spaces. So much information, and it is theorized that potentially the instruction that comes to our cells is held in that plasma. For example, someone who has cancer, there's a theory that information was directed to the cells by that plasma space around. And so we want to address those spaces to ensure that they are not carrying and holding information that is not for health and wholeness. So we really want to tune into those spaces, amplify those, and see what happens with the cells. Watch them come online as they're receiving the correct information as well. So that's really neat for those that follow that. It's a really great study. It's super fascinating. I've been including that in many of my last programs and having some great results, and also in my conversations with other practitioners, holistic alternative practitioners that practicing different types of medicines. We've shared and collaborated on how much impact it does have on people right away when you connect to that, or you stimulate those plasmas in order to bring greater health and or destructuring information that's held there. So that one's kind of a fun, that's my kind of like fun deep dive that I've been doing in the last programs and having really great results with. So
that's very,
yeah.
nice. Very nice. And two questions. So let's start with, when I think of healers helping with the body, and it's in particular like organs and health and those things, your name always pops in my head because I consider you one of the best when it comes to really working in those areas. So I would love to hear some stories, because I know you work with clients all the time on issues, whether it's digestion or lungs or liver or whatever. I would love to hear some stories about what's possible so we can all see what's possible when these organs are, I want to say tip-top shape, and that just sounds so cheesy, but that's what popped in my head. But like when they're working at 100% or even 90% compared to the 50% they were at before.
Yes. Let's see, I'm just thinking of a couple individuals right away where one of them, when I'm referring to skeletal joint, what can happen and what can transform in that space. One of the individuals that I've worked with before, or currently still do, she had a bone degenerative problem. This was where certain parts of the body would experience degeneration, not the overall piece, not arthritis or osteoporosis, but a degeneration of specific joints. And when we tuned into that kind of the bony matrix, the skeletal matrix, that's where so much information came forward, such as parasites, virus, bacteria stored in these areas and causing that degeneration and breakdown. When that happens, the bone scans then begin to demonstrate a change and a true regrowth into stronger, healthier bony structures that have not been believed to be possible. Bones, yes, it takes time. They're dense, but the transformation is something that is possible in this field of work that's not possible with allopathic medicines. It's not available there. So that's one example of how
like the parasites and everything that was found in her is, and I would assume it's different for everybody. It's not like parasites in the skeletal system causes whatever, like it's a cut and dry kind of thing. It's different for everybody how we hold it.
Absolutely. It's like this. When a person receives information, being anything, that can be trauma, emotional upset. It can be effects of EMFs. It can be something else in your environment. When you experience something and it comes into your body, either your body is able to process and detoxify it or not. And if not, it gets stored somewhere. Your body's got to do something with it. Ideally, your body says, let me put this out of the way. Let's put this somewhere off to the side. Over time, that then now has become a weak spot in the body. So for each person is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a little slightly different area where it showed up. And also, if it's the skeletal area that it's stored, you might not realize it was a weak spot until you had an injury. Oh, slipped and fell and broke the back. And people are like, how do you break your back when you fell down just like that? It happens because there was already a spot there that was weak. Same with anything else. Everyone's a little different with where they're holding certain information. There's definitely similarities as well. We know the lungs hold a lot of grief and struggle and things like that, right? I found that lack, for example, the emotion, the experience, the energy of lack tends to be found in a very specific place in that second center. So below the belly button region down there, always shows up right in the same spot. Everyone's So when you're thinking about, okay, where are different things? Yes, there's going to be differences and there will be similarities of where we find things, which is how we know targeting the liver, gallbladder is going to have certain outcomes. We go into neural pathways. We're going to stimulate and we're going to have healthier outcomes, healthier mental balance, healthier emotional processes, all those things.
So then the next question it brings up for me is current, I guess, environmental factors, right? And modern day technology. We got phones, we got EMFs out the wazoo. I'm full of these freaking cliches today, aren't I? Like I would imagine, and also stressors, right? Everything is so fast today. While you were talking about when some people age really quickly, one thing I noticed right after COVID, when we started getting around people again, some people that I would run into, I was like, oh my gosh, like how much it was shocking. And I'm not always one to notice those kind of things. So I would imagine the stress of it, the health, like if somebody had been sick, just all of it had taken its toll on the vitality, the life force, the wrinkles, just all of those kind of things, which I think is amplified right now in today's world. So I would like to just talk a little bit about that, and then we can get to scans after that.
Yes, it is definitely amplified, the effect of nanobots on the body and everything that goes along with it, regardless of how they come into the body. Those have a heavy toll. And those are ones where they're going to go to people's weak spots. They're going to show up, which is partially why this program is going to be a great fit, because it's going to tap into the most common areas you're going to find those disruptions that have come in under these heavy stressors of current modern times that we're currently in. If you've got congestion, yes, in the lungs, you're going to suffer. There's all the effects of new things that we haven't experienced before, such as long COVID, such as new variants that our bodies are not used to. Our bodies are trying to figure out how to process a lot of these things. It hasn't yet developed the skill set or quite knowing on how to do these things. We have stuff happening all over the place. No matter how perfect of a diet you eat, no matter what you've done to protect yourself from EMFs, there's all kinds of other frequencies out there that are above or beyond or different than EMFs. You can do your best, but we are still being impacted. Not to mention the impacts of what is well known in the field of mind. We are impacted by mind kind of frequencies, right? Refer to them as mind control or different things coming in. We are impacted, and our best way to be resilient is to create strength, physical strength, health, and well-being. When you have that, that is going to be far above and beyond any other thing you can do, is to be your best way to be resilient against it. because no one is immune from it. Not one person, no matter what you do. Again, if you're breathing, you're going to be impacted. If you're eating, if you're thinking or trying not to think, it still doesn't matter. You will feel the effects of pressures and stressors and all of the things happening. So yes, current challenges in the last years have been way greater than what we have been used to. Not to mention, we've got solar flaring. We've got all these things that are coming at so many different ways. So tons of different impacts, tons of different directions. But moving through these, it's really setting oneself up to be resilient. I think it's no secret. We talked before we got on the call, 2025 has a feeling of, wow, that's all, just a wow. Whatever that's going to mean for each person that's what it is. And my own personal intention is to have absolute health and strength, as in build my health. It is to continue to. I don't have a disease. I don't have a diagnosis. I don't have anything, but I am absolutely committed to saying, but I'm going to be in tip-top shape. I'm going to make sure everything is in tip-top shape because I want to be resilient. There's tapping. How are you going to support your friends, family, and loved ones who may go through challenges? And if you aren't able to, if you're not feeling the best, that's also a concern, right? Most of us have friends, family, and loved ones that we want to interact with and be with and take care of if they need a helping hand. And we don't have that bandwidth if we are not well. But I myself use this protocol, this anti-aging protocol, this detoxification of our organs and glands. I have shared this with others in my beta test to help them overcome things that have come in, the low life force, low vitality. And yes, it's having a positive impact. I've gone through the beta test, but currently still when they're prior to launching this live, when there has been someone that has come to me and had a challenge, I said, hey, go ahead and use this and let me know how it's doing. And yeah, there's some really great positive turnarounds coming through.
Is it awakening, like giving those systems the tools they need, the strength they need to combat some of this stuff?
Yeah, so some of my key work or my main work is organ restoration or regeneration. So we're giving these organs, glands, and the matrix, the very important kind of matrix, especially that and the plasma, we are giving them kind of that cleanse or that boost into greater life. So it's a regenerative, restorative process for these parts of the body. And that's where it gets some really fabulous results. And then also, again, coming into those live calls is where there's that amplification, the direct energies transmitting to amplify that expression of life in the spaces in between the spaces that cannot be seen. The really fun parts, but definitely regenerative, restorative problems, signaling your cells back into a greater expression of the DNA. So epigenetics, turning off certain expressions, turning on certain expressions, those expressions being health, down regulating your expressions for disease, for dysfunction. Doesn't matter if it's pre-diabetes that you didn't know you had yet. When we amplify and we turn the organ expression, the DNA and the cells back on again into health, those things go away. You feel it in real time. You feel it when you're listening and you feel brighter. And your heaviness in your head goes from, oh gosh, I was feeling heavy at 8, 9, I was feeling depressed. And these are real people I'm referring to, down to a 3.
Wow.
Big deal.
Yeah.
A big deal. That heaviness, by the way, in the head, that feeling of kind of cloudiness, fogginess, it's like a brain fog, but it's a little bit more that's current right now. Be curious if there are people on the call here could maybe give a thumbs up or say yes. Have you experienced that kind of a heavy, dull, foggy? It's like brain fog, but not quite the same. It's as if your brain is just clouded over. People talk about fog recently. It's like that feeling where it's there. It's actually there. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs up coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little unique in that it's not your standard brain fog. It's not your standard kind of cloudy brain that way. It's a little different, but those are the things that are impacting right now. They're terrible. If you are at the effect of that, you just really feel imprisoned.
Yeah.
Because
Carrie says 100% feel like I'm there, but I'm not.
yeah, and you can't get back. You're like, how do I get out of this feeling and get back to that brightness? I've heard, I can't even tell you how many people I've heard say that. I just need to get back there, wherever there is, but that just means I get this stuff out, this feeling out of me.
Yeah.
Because again, it's not this typical hormone brain fog. Sure, there's going to be hormonal connection, but it's not quite the same. It's a little bit different.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff current. I don't think anyone's expecting this all to go away anytime soon, but resilience from within, your DNA, your mitochondria powerhouses firing properly as they should, your instruction from in the spaces around instructing into strength, those things, that is honestly, what else do you have? Those are the things that build and grow and help you stay strong no matter what's coming your way, no matter what.
Because we've only just begun.
Yeah, we thought we began a while ago, and now it's feeling like that. Yeah, exactly.
Let's experience some of this energy. I know you have a group process for us. How about we start there and then we'll start one-on-one with people. You're going to do a thyroid activation?
Yes, I'm going to do a thyroid activation. And again, if you don't mind, Gretchen, I'm going to interact a little bit here because I like to get real-time feedback too.
Please do.
You please give a thumbs up, folks, if you know you have a thyroid imbalance, a thyroid challenge, or you suspect that you do, but it might not show up on scans. Okay, there's a lot of thumbs up. Like maybe that's one person pushing that button a lot of times, but we've got a lot of thumbs up. All right, then today, what we're going to do is we're going to really commit ourselves into relaxing, into allowing, and let me be very clear here. Please do not attempt to do anything. Please set aside any other practices you have, any other things that you do for your energy work or meditations. Just set everything aside, relax, and from a space of curiosity, just see what happens. That's it. Just see what happens. Let things happen for you. There's nothing you need to do at all. Just experience it. And today, the intention is that we are going to connect into that space of the unknown, because many of you answered yes to you suspect there's something there, but maybe it hasn't shown up quite on scans. Maybe it's fuzzy, cloudy, you're not really sure, but you think there's something, some of those kind of unknowns. We're going to connect to that. And then from that, we are going to bring in amplified energy for you to feel what happens when that space gets amplified and when your thyroid system and the endocrine system as a whole experiences real-time change. All right, let's begin. I'm going to close my video off now as well for this, and we'll be back shortly. All right, sitting up straight, your back in its natural curved position, head and shoulders able to move freely, rotate comfortably. Relax your stomach muscles, seated on your sits bones and placing your feet slightly out in front of you, just beyond where they lay flat on the floor. Take a few breaths. Let your breath find its own natural course. Your breath does exactly what it's supposed to do. And slowly, placing your attention at the top of your head, allow your attention to drift slowly downward, down through your head, down your neck, slowly as if there's energy scanning your body, your shoulders, down through your chest. Stay with me. Now down through your solar plexus. Now down through your abdomen, down through your hips, your first center there. And now down through your legs, all the way down to your feet. There we go. And now place your attention in that space, that living space that is all around you at the same time, all around you. Your attention there, and then feel this space. Feel what it feels like with your body. And stay there as I move into the next piece, the next place. So keep your attention there. Continue to feel that and stay there. Now, connecting to the spaces, the places within you, all around you, and out there beyond where your eyes can see or perceive, to the space where you may not know or fully understand. And out there, connected to it, you are tuning into the energy of what is when it comes to your thyroid and endocrine system. Tuning into the energy that is, and now simply changing that energy from what is to the energy of health, to the energy of hormones, activating, processing, releasing, receiving with ease, in wholeness, from a place of clarity and truth. Stay with it. Energy is moving through you and activating everywhere there's a connection in your body. Stay with it. Energy is amplifying, destructuring hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, Graves' disease, the unknown and mysterious dysfunction and dis-ease that is activating the centers of the body that are related, that are connected beyond the physical. Just a moment longer. Feeling and experiencing the amplification of energy moving through you as we are connected to the potential and the outcome of healing of these energies. And when you are ready, you can come back to me here. Slowly make your way back. Now that we're all feeling a little sleepy, there was that release up in the brain, went from the heart. I'm sure most of you felt it. The heart opened up, went up into the throat. Energy moved through the brain, and it's, oh my, that feels really good. And I think I need a nap.
Maybe
So wake up, everyone. Wake up.
We should till the end of the call for that. That was beautiful.
Yeah. One other fun thing, some of you undoubtedly noticed it, but from down in the pit of your stomach, so like the center of your stomach, there's that connection to the endocrine system, the thyroid, that helps to regulate your system. And it also kicks in when there's a dysfunction here, noticing a direct release coming from right there. So
Digestive area for sure. That's where I felt
Yeah.
it most. Marion says, I feel nice coolness in the body, legs especially. Jose says, thanks. So let me know how you guys are doing. I would love to hear from some more of you. Andrea says, thank you. I feel emotional, which is probably good release.
And if anyone was feeling sort of confusion or kind of that feeling, I don't really know what I'm doing here, I'm not really sure. That's energy that was processing. So please post that as well, or give a thumbs up if that was you. They're definitely, that's a part of what's happening when our cells on our organs or glands are experiencing this kind of confusion. Some of you have probably gone from hyper to hypo to hyper to hypo. You've got the Graves' disease, you've got this thing. It feels like a moving target. Your cells literally are going, I'm supposed to do this. No, I'm going to do that. I think I'm supposed to do that. Wait a second, that's not working. Let's go do that. And there's some confusion because there's some programs running of confusion. You will have noticed it today if you've started to feel a little lost or fuzzy. I saw some emojis coming up, but yeah, that's a part of it. You're not doing something wrong. You're actually doing something exactly right.
Oh, very cool.
And when you notice it, that's when things change for you. So you also will likely be the individual who experiences that in life. You may experience an uncertainty. I don't know what I should do. Maybe I should do this. There's the energy that's there. So just some fun little takeaways.
I love that.
Yeah.
So a couple more comments. Marianne says, I already took a long nap after this morning's yoga class, feeling calm now. Kim says, feeling upright and tingly. Jay said it was challenging for him to stay with it. So I would recommend, Jay, you might have to listen to it a couple times this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Kim says, lovely feeling. Martine says, I fell asleep and I'm at work.
Oops.
Marianne says that was deep. I felt lots of energy in the head and heart. Rita says, oh, I'm very late, but I still feel the beauty of the session. Kari is not only a powerful healer, but beauty being as well. Thank you both. But who else do we have here? Lots of messages coming in. Olga says, a lot happening, though I do not know how, as I do not have the thyroid. Oh, speak to that.
Yes, the energies are still there. It is still important to activate energy centers or places, even if you have had your organ or gland moved. We want to renew the energy there because there's still an imprint of what was. So if you do not destructure that imprint, your body is still receiving information. Remember how I've touched on how it can even be the spaces around. A lot of recent studies are saying, hey, I think it's the spaces around these plasma areas of the body, kind of the matrix, that's actually giving that information into the organs and glands. So they're taking on the information, they're being activated into those programs, incorrect programs, but we want to ensure that those are totally destructured. So definitely that's a piece of it. And then when you feel a lot of energy, remember was saying how there's other parts of the body that are kicking in that are beyond what conventional medicine teaches. If you read the medical textbook, there's not a lot on there of what's happening to keep your body functioning. Even though I realize you're taking supplements, you're taking replacement therapies, but still, even before you got to that point, your body has this really remarkable way of compensating in ways that are beyond our understanding. So if you felt energies in strange places, those are the places that your body compensates, because a synthetic or a replacement is never quite as amazing as what your body can do. You still need to take it, and you should absolutely do what you got to do. Absolutely. But we do want to activate those places where organs and glands have been removed for sure. And you'll feel some great things. And likely come back and listen a few times if you need. You will feel a change, like you'll feel an expansion within you and then out, and you feel brighter, more of you. Like, wow, I feel just more. You'll feel pretty great. It's pretty interesting.
Very cool. Thank you. I'm glad my sister actually talked to me I think last week we were talking about this. She had a friend that had her thyroid removed, and she says, I have my thyroid removed, but why do I still feel all the symptoms of Hashimoto's? And I told her that's similar. So I'm going to have her send this to her because you explain it so well of why it's that energy's still there.
Still there. and the
Yeah.
space around it can still be sending that message right out into the body.
Yeah. So fat. Our bodies are so fascinating, aren't they?
Oh, they are amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I've been so amazed. The more we continue to study and do the work, and you find out more as you do more work, how the body compensates or is interrelated. It's like you can feel your feet activating when you're thinking about or when you're working with a thyroid or all these different places. It's okay. We used to think, oh, it's because a signal from the thyroid gets sent down to the feet, period. But actually, no, it's a whole circuit. It's not one goes here, it's both going there. And when one's not doing as well, the other one is firing a little more. Now, obviously, when we reach a point of poor health, disease, dysfunction, everything's dimmed down. Our life force, our vitality is down. Things aren't working as well. But that is what happens. It's not one-way street only. It's both working at the same time. And all these different places, even in the program where I touched on the skin matrix, the skin definitely has a direct correlation, I mean, with really every single function in the body. But some of you likely felt an activation in the skin today. You may felt a little itchiness on your face or somewhere, didn't really think much about it. It's because there's a connection. There's a connection. So yeah, there's so many interesting things. It's so fascinating. Everything that you feel, everything that you think is exactly right. When we're doing an activation, it's exactly what is available for you to know about you. So it's all there.
Very cool. Love it. Very cool. All right. I would love, so Andrew said, cool. I did get itchy. Yeah, very cool. All right, guys, I want to give you the link to Kari's program. This is the first time you're offering this program. Is that right? Is this a brand new program?
Yes, brand new program, never been offered.
All right. So it's lifereawakened.com/Kari25. Again, lifereawakened.com/Kari25. I think it would help if we go over just a little bit about the program before you work one-on-one with people, because it may help in the scans for you to direct them, like, because there's a lot of MP3s in here. Direct them like, this is what step one, that kind of thing, if that makes sense.
Yes.
All right. So let me pull up, let me share my screen. Okie dokie. Okay, so here we are. The Organ Intelligence Code, reactivate your organ's natural intelligence for youthful vitality. So you guys can read through this. You can read through the stories as we go through this, but I want to get down to what's included in this so Kari can share with us. And here's where she's talking about the mapping and the in-between stuff and how it's all connected, everything that we talked about today. So let me get down here. So here we go. Okay, so the Organ Intelligence Code, what's in? So we have a couple MP3s here. So let's just go through these quickly. The first one, liver, gallbladder, lung rejuvenation protocol. So what's happening inside here?
We've got the liver, gallbladder. Oh, there's some feedback. Are you getting feedback from?
I did, but it's there now.
Okay, good. All right. So the liver, gallbladder, lung connection, activating those centers for proper detoxification, being able to more easily eliminate all the stuff, the information, everything from nanobots to virus to bacteria to all those types of different things. And then doing a restorative process on those, really going deep to stimulate that mitochondria and DNA there. Yes. All right, thyroid, skin matrix. I talked about this already. We've experienced some of these. Some of you already experienced this. Again, your skin is a huge detoxification organ as well, but it sends and receives tons of information. When we work on this area, you will begin to see a change in your skin. Your skin will start to look healthier, vibrant, full of vitality again.
Very good. All right, fun, hair and nail.
Hair follicles and nails. Again, touched on this, but as I was explaining earlier, how the hair and nails actually not only are a reflection of what's happening inside, they are a part of what's happening. So that's why I wanted to stimulate this part as well, hair and nails, because that also sends signals into the other parts of the body to begin functioning better. So again, of course, the end result is not only better health, but you will see the physical experience. It's like the beauty within that comes with on the outside, but we are working on the outside to bring and express beauty within too. So both ways.
Nice. Ooh, okay. Optical and auditory. I get lots of requests for this.
Yes, optical and auditory, and definitely a very complex system that I dare say most people really don't have that great of an understanding of. We know, okay, this piece, but what about all the pieces we don't know, or else we would have already been able to solve many of these challenges. This is not a guarantee that every single person is going to miraculously have full sight and a removal of every disease that was ever there for them. Okay, I want to be clear about that. But what I do expect and what I have seen is the feeling, the experience of physical energy, which is increasing life force, increasing vitality coming in. When you have that happening, you now have the ability and the potential for your body to start healing these areas from whatever your unique challenges. Yes, when doing this, certainly I set the intention in place that we're destructuring all kinds of things along the nerve pathways, your common old age challenges with the eyes, your cataracts, and many of those kinds of things. But most importantly, there was a connection here in this MP3, in this work, where there's an activation not only into the optical and auditory system, so I did find there's a connection there for sure, but that the places that we don't fully understand, that there's an activation into those ones. So we're activating into the beyond what we know spaces there. So I really talk a little bit longer here about this one, but that's really exciting. I'm really excited what comes forward for people.
Very cool. All right. Neural pathway optimization.
Yes, the neural pathways. Here it does talk about restoring cognitive function, hormone messaging, releasing mental emotional blocks. Again, in all of the work and all of the regenerative restorative processes that I do, I always am destructuring any and all things such as specific viruses that may come in, spike proteins that may be present into these specific areas in order to have full health and well-being. When it came to the neural pathway, one thing that came up that was really interesting is how there was definitely that cloudiness that we talked about earlier. It's like there's an unknown thing that is dimming the life force and vitality. And so we connected to that energy, the energy of what is, regardless of knowing what the title is, what the name is. We connected to destructure that. So there's some really great stuff in this one. Again, people have had great results with this so far. I'm really excited to get feedback shortly on what this looks like for people, for themselves.
Nice. Oh, skeletal joint matrix.
Yeah, we did touch on this. There's not too much more that we need to add because I went in depth on how the skeleton, your skeletal muscles, spine hold so much information. You will almost always feel an immediate change. For those that have used a lot of chiropractic and whatnot, you understand where you get a simple manipulation can actually make you feel really good. So
yes,
it's a simple concept.
Good. Neuromuscular system reset.
This is one that is not oftentimes covered because, yeah, we know about the muscles and they're super important, but we're always like, let's dig into these other little places. And this to me was like one of those things where let's go into these kind of extra spaces, the ones around those things that we leave off. And I want to tune into that. And so we did. Then it opens up the possibility for a lot of detoxification from even swelling that takes place in certain areas. If you've got congested lymph along some of those folks in the beta experienced a quick shift there, even for those that had some injuries. They've become injured and there was a fast transition of things opening up and releasing when we approach it from the neuromuscular system. One of those fascinating things you think, oh, I should be doing just the lymph would do it. It does, but there's other things there too.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Pineal and hypothalamus balance.
Yep, I talked about this one, how in real time, there was an activation in the beta where those parts opened up, and right then and there, all of a sudden the new potentials started to
That's
show up in the individual. And we know, of course, there's a whole host of physical things that come forward from the hypothalamus, where we've got your melatonin and all your different hormones being processed and formulated. So this will certainly help your sleep regulation, your thought processes, clearing up kind of those fuzzy, cloudy thoughts or inability to think quickly and clearly, but also stimulating even your sexual hormones, the female hormones, male hormones, as they're commonly known. It will start to open things up there as well. So a lot of physical elements come forward there. And then as we're moving into the new year, I just think the fun part for me, I think that's really fun. Let's open up into new potentials and see what shows up for us. We don't have to do anything, just let it happen.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right, digestive tract. We definitely need that after the holidays.
Who doesn't need a cleanse, right? Yes, the digestive tract, awakening the nutritional intelligence. One thing that I've been working on more recently or practicing with is not only sharing the energetic transmissions of nutrients, but also ensuring that we're unlocking or opening up what's happening in the body, that nutrient imbalance is there. Because as we think about things in the form of energy, we say we know all potentials are there, right? Anything. It's all out there. It's already there. So are the nutrients in your body. It's already there. So let's tune into that and let's open that up to access what is already there. I still think it's super effective and really great when we get those energetic transmissions. I did a vitamin D transmission in my Facebook group recently. And yeah, there's some, it like feels absolutely amazing. People felt it down into their bones and all over. Yes, you do. And that indicates your body is needful of increased absorption of that. But let's also tune into that, which we did in that scenario specific to vitamin D, but in this digestive tract, we're clearing through, opening up, restoring the digestive tract so that it can take in what is already there.
Nice. That makes so much sense. All right, liver lymphatic detox.
Yeah, going through connecting those two organs, glands, and saying, hey, let's tune into this connection. And then we're going to open all the way up, all the way through the system. What people experience in the beta with this one was the feel like kind of some energy moving or tingling through the body as they feel that activation, because your lymph is everywhere. And so they'll feel increased mental clarity and mental energy. They'll be like, oh, wow. But they'll feel it's like the lymph starting to wake up throughout the body. So that's what you can look forward to.
All right, and then you have a couple live group sessions. So the first one is on February 4th, and that's Systemic Intelligence Reset.
Yes, we are going to be tuning into those places in the system that for those that are present with the group, those that are here purchased into this, we're going to tune into what their needs are specifically. So if you are there, it is going to serve you with what you need specifically.
Nice.
You get that question about group processes, and not so much anymore. People who've been with my group processes know and understand that it is actually for them personal. It's not really, where, okay, I've got some energy here and then everybody gets a little bit. It's not really like that. What it is, each individual who comes together in that space, you receive what you need exactly as you need it. No more, no less. You get what you need, but it comes from that space of having more available energy as we're together in order for that to happen. So
even on the replay too?
Absolutely. The intention that I set as we move into that is those that are present at that moment and those that are joining at a later time. So
okay, cool.
You can come in and it's all good.
Very good. All right. The second live group session, Core Intelligence Activation, that's on February 11th.
And here, as stated, this is connecting to the core organs that are focused on regenerating the body. But We know everything's connected here, but we're going to just move into the core elemental ones that the group has.
Very good. All right. And February 18th is the vital matrix regeneration. So that's the third session.
Yes. And that is exactly stated. We are going to connect to the biological intelligence pathways. That's one of my favorite types of things to do. Move out there into the space where it's like, what is that? As soon as you get and tune into that exact thing where you're like, what is this? There it is. And you have so much opportunity right there to create amazing change. So this will be really great. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Awesome. Very good. Okay. And then we got a couple bonus activations. We got genetic intelligence activation.
Yep. Genetic, talking about the epigenetic effect where you turn off the expression for disease, dysfunction, confusion energy, and some of those misunderstanding energies. Those are huge. And then stimulating back into expression for health and wholeness. Get those cells and those organs and glands expressing in a place of freedom and wholeness.
Very good. And then metabolic intelligence reset.
And as stated, we are tapping here into the metabolics. Not only as what you commonly think when you hear the word metabolic, you're thinking, oh, wow, this is my metabolism. Yes. And metabolism is cellular. So we are tuning into every cell and the places within that complete the metabolic process and then stimulating expression, greater life force, greater vitality. So everywhere, which is virtually every single solitary cell of the body, stimulating health.
Very good. All right. And then finally, guys, there is a limited time bonus that is available this week, and that is 30 days of remote healing with Kari. So that is available through Sunday. So you have some time to decide if this program is right for you. How this is unique, how your remote healing is unique, Kari?
Yes. Think of it like an intensive healing therapy. It's a nice amount of time, but you are going to feel those effects. You will get those every day. You experience the transmission. Each day it's something different, but you will experience that up leveling as you're moving through this program. The purpose behind this is as you're moving through the MP3s, as you're working through them, you are going to be supported on another level, say energy, all those different nutrients and all those other things as well, so that your body's life force is increased and stays there. It's to help build and hold as your body's going through the healing process. I have times done the 90-day. In this program, I wanted to go with 30-day and give some kind of intensive healing support.
Very. All right, guys. And just so you know, right now the investment is $247, and that's available right now with this opening offer. And also, if you want a session with Kari, you can add on a session for $97. So let me show you how that is there. So you click on that, and then if you would like to add on a one-on-one session, it's $97. We need to limit that to 10. Kari asked that we limited that to 10. So if you want one of those sessions, make sure that you don't delay, because she may open up some more. She may not, but she did ask to open just 10 to start. All righty. So there you guys go. That is, oh, Carol, yes, 2 payment. We can definitely add that as well. So I will get that added. So I see some questions here about skin cancer.
Skin cancer would be one that you would want to come, you can buy the program, come into a one-on-one, and we would want to do a deep dive into what all is happening. Because of course, skin cancer is cancer on the skin, but as we have talked about quite a bit today, there is connections in so many different places. The focus here for this program is not skin cancer healing.
Yep.
This is for regeneration to support your organs and glands. Yes, it is a great thing when you are going through something where your body needs extra support to heal. But that particular topic, that's something we would want to talk about on a one-on-one. You can also book a discovery call with me if you want to talk about that. But this program is going to support your kind of core elemental organs and glands, integrator health. Yeah.
Very good. What about heart? I see somebody asking about heart.
This will, through the work of energy connection, open up your heart to be able to give and receive. That means get nutrients, hormone, all those things. It's going to up level them. But I did not complete a restorative process for your heart. If you have heart disease or some other challenges, those are things that you'd want to get the one-on-one and come in, and we could talk about that specifically. But yes, you will feel a change, just as we did when we were going through the thyroid activation. Today, there was an opening of the heart center.
How about parathyroid?
Parathyroid, yes, that is absolutely included here in this program.
Okay. And then Uma asks, is this program good to do complete detox? So is it doing a complete detox? I think is what she's asking.
Yes, I guess I would need a little more information as to what exactly she means. Like a complete detox of the organs and glands that we covered and the systems. Yes.
She says organs covered. Yeah, the organs that are in this program. Yes.
Yeah.
Correct. Osteoporosis, is that something a session is needed for?
Absolutely. Osteoporosis is one thing that it took you a long time to get there. It does take some time to change what's happening in the body. And that requires support energetically to lift that life force up in those areas to allow for a space of healing.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's get to some scans. So you guys do have the program here. You can follow along as you're getting a scan or listening to see the organs covered and all that kind of stuff as we go through this. So are you ready, Kari?
Absolutely.
All right. Kathy, you are up first. You should be able to unmute, Kathy.
Hello.
Hello, welcome.
Thank you. So you'll just scan. I don't have to say anything, right?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and scan you for which of the organs and glands that are covered in the system, which one of them is the one that you most need
support with. Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And if you have any questions at the same time, I'm happy to answer those as well. I'm getting thyroid, and actually at the same time, I am getting that liver connection too. Both of those. So you're going to want to listen to the thyroid skin one and the liver lymphatic one. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I figured that. Okay.
Awesome. Thanks, Kathy.
Thank you.
So if you guys want to make sure that you hit the react button and raise your hand, and I will call on you there. Next up is Sherry. You should be able to unmute, Sherry.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Sherry.
I'm getting the liver and lymphatic connection for you. Does that make sense?
I'd have to look into it more. There's so many things in me, so I just believe that it makes sense, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for a moment, just to help you out with that, give you a little bit of feedback right here, right now. If you relax your body and just become very still, just gonna relax for a moment, I'm going to connect to those organs and glands for you again and see what you notice while we're connected to them. Okay, Sherry?
Sure, thank you.
Just stay with me for just a moment. We're amplifying those right now. And so what I'm feeling right now is in that solar plexus, that liver, it wraps all the way around to your back on the spine there, some stiffness there, up in the throat, right in here. I'm feeling some kind of swelling, inflammation feeling, and then up into the brain. That feeling in the brain is one where it makes the person feel like closing your eyes. If that's something that you experience at times, and if you reflect back, you think, yeah, I do find that I kind of like to rest my eyes or something like that. Or you sometimes find that you have a little bit of a sore throat or just a feeling there. You have a little bit of a stiff back, sore back. That's your clues for you. This is the area that is coming up.
Thank you so much. That was really awesome, as I do have chronic fatigue and I have a chronic thing in my throat going on also. So thank you.
Yes, pay attention to that liver and lymphatic one.
Blessings. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sherry, for being here. All right. Next up is Bobby. Hey, Bobby, are you there? Can you unmute? For some reason, that's not unmuting Bobby. If you hear this, type in the chat. Oh, there you are. Hi, Bobby.
Hi.
How you doing?
No, I just got out of a couple of days in the hospital.
Again?
Yeah, they don't know what's going on. They just said my system's just shutting down. It's just not working.
There's two areas that are coming up for you, Bobby, and the digestive tract. That one's showing up really strong. It's in that lower part of your digestion. But when you get down to the bottom of your intestines, there's some stuff happening right in there. And then also there's that backing up of your lymphatic system. So feeling that up here into the throat, which is causing some kind of dysregulation between the body and the brain, can be felt as brain fog, other issues that come up. I'm not as familiar with what all you have going on, but does this resonate with you? Some of the problems between the brain and the body connection, fuzziness, fogginess, maybe some pain and issues down in the digestive system?
My digestive system, I think, is paralyzed from MS. So it doesn't really work anymore, mostly on liquids.
Yeah, there we go.
The lymphatic, I wouldn't say that rings any bells with me. They did mostly heart work and might have collapsed lung. I had fell and I got broken bones. And yeah, it's just been the last couple months have been hell on earth.
Yeah, it definitely sounds like it. My recommendation is to start with that digestive system, even if it's not working at all anymore, even if it's been bypassed, doesn't matter. We would still want to activate that section because there still is stored information there that
Right.
when it's released, it's going to open up into other areas as well.
Right.
In this program, the way it's structured, you can go to any one of the MP3s at any time.
Okay.
Most of my programs are very specific, and I really ask that people follow from 1, 2, 3, so on and so forth. In this program, you can go to any one at any time. I would say that for what you have going on, not only if you can swing one-on-one, that would be really great, but stick with the listening of that digestive system to start with 3 weeks, because you've got a lot going on. Whenever a person has some of those dim, dull energies that are closer to 0 on the scale of 0 to 100, with 100 being full optimal life force,
Yeah.
it takes time and it takes energy and amplification of that.
Man, I used to be super powerful. I just overcame everything. It was so simple. And now it's like I have zero bandwidth left at all.
Yes,
There's lungs in this too, right? In this program?
absolutely.
Yeah. So, Bobby, if you can swing it, we're going to put up a 2-pay and 3-pay option as well. So if you can swing it, I would definitely work on that digestion in the lungs. Also with the lymphatic, because she had heart surgery. Would that affect the lymphatic system, like the drainage and all of that?
Yeah,
From
absolutely. It is all related. So even if someone's main symptom is coming up as this or that, sometimes it's because there's not the proper drainage or movement even around it, above and beyond, or whatever. It's stuck. So sometimes that alone is what causes these kind of breakdowns of specific organs and glands.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bobby.
Thanks, Gretchen.
Yep. All right. Kari is up next.
Hey, Kari.
Hello, how are you?
Good. What do you got going on?
I guess I just feel really tired lately. Like I just can't get moving, just dragging along.
Okay. The digestive is coming up for you. Right down in that kind of midsection region, there's a lot of sluggishness right in there. So that one is going to be a good start for you. The liver, gallbladder area, that one is going to be an area for you to focus. That's going to be really good. And just so you know, for all the people listening, as we're doing the scans, as I connect to what's happening, there's energy automatically being sent into that space. And so there's a nice little activation for you. So if you aren't feeling it in the exact moment, then as you kind of exit and we're off the call here, you should still start to feel some activation and kind of opening up of these areas. If you are someone who has very low life force, you likely will not experience a whole lot of changes. It will take more energy and more connection in order to create that change. But Kari, do you experience sluggishness there across kind of the midsection area or in your digestive or elimination organs?
Yeah, definitely. And I've even been getting a little bit of like pain here and there on the right side the last few months. So I was wondering if something was up with my gallbladder, because I know my mom had her gallbladder removed like 10 years ago. So
Yeah. Yep. That would be really great to get that back on track and get a little life force back in there. And don't forget to do a little physical cleanse with it. Juice is a really great way to help bring in some extra enzymes for that gallbladder to help you
what did you
going through this.
what did you say was a good thing? I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Orange juice.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All
That
right.
can
Thank you so
help it.
much.
So, yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Thanks,
Thank
Kari.
you.
All right. Next up, Angela. Angela, can you unmute? All right, Angela, we'll have to come back to you or type in the chat that you hear this. Brenda is next.
Hello.
Brenda.
Hi. I've been having a lot of diarrhea and I do have a heart issue also. I had surgery in 2019 for mitral valve repair and I have like calcifications building up. Some other healer told me that the reason calcifications build up in my valves is because I had strep throat when I was a kid. Does that make any sense to you?
I find that things like strep can be very insidious and destructive. If you're on my list or anything, you've probably heard me discuss some of these on my infection program that I had not that long ago. But definitely there are bacterias and viruses and retroviruses that can totally damage. And I would have to do a scan specifically to say, okay, yeah, that's what I'm finding as well, in particular to what you're talking about. But I find almost anything is a possibility. As far as which MP is going to be the best fit based off what's coming up and what's most impacted area for you, I'm getting the neural pathway is a really big one for you. Not only that, but also I'm getting that liver and lymphatic detox. You have quite a few things going on. And so there's quite a few that are all crowding in and saying, hey, I'm number one. But ultimately, yeah, you're going to want to go through all of these and they are all going to be beneficial. But you've got brain, you've got some lymphatic system, skeletal, lungs. There's quite a few different areas that are impacted. And of course, digestive as well. It's not really a surprise when we've got something like, okay, your heart's not doing what you need it to. There's going to be a lot of other areas that are experiencing kind of upset as well. But this should really make a difference for you. When you're listening to this and you're moving through and you're stimulating these areas to start functioning better again, there should be a change in kind of that cognition, mental clarity, brain clarity. And then also those signals that are sent from the brain down into the body, the hormones and chemicals that signal proper function. And so that will help out a lot. You will definitely do best with a one-on-one if you can swing it. And I would recommend in about 2 weeks is a good time frame. So get started with the neural pathways and those other ones that I mentioned, and then come in for a one-on-one.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, Brenda. All right. Next up is Alice. Alice, you should be able to unmute. I think there you are. Hi, Alice. Oh, we can't hear you. Your mic's not working, Alice. I see you unmuted, but it's not working. Can you scan her without talking to her?
Yes, what's coming up, Alice, for you is the skeletal joint matrix renewal. That's the number one for you. So you're going to want to start off with that one. And then, of course, moving into the other ones as well. I want everyone to really, or a takeaway I want everyone to have is that regardless of what the titles are, The work inside is designed to do kind of a reset, a detoxification for your body to get you really boosted up into function on many different levels. Yes, you're going to look great at the same time, but it is important and it will benefit you to do hair follicle and nail matrix, even if you're thinking, yeah, but I got a heart problem. That's what I'm concerned about. It actually has some really amazing, powerful benefits to do all of them. So I just really want to reinforce that. I know a lot of times we get kind of focused on the big stuff, but really the little things are big. They're really big.
Yeah. Okay. We have time for a couple more. So Jay, you are up next.
Hello.
Hey Jay, how are you?
Good, good,
Good,
good.
glad-
Can you hear
What are
me?
you on, Jay?
Oh, I've had a lifetime of trauma, and I think that has created a lot of stuff. I was in an environment of narcissists. I had depression for a long time and just really high stress and brain fog and low energy.
Yeah, feeling some of that brain coming in. So neural pathway optimization is going to be really powerful for you. And also the group session, the vital matrix regeneration, that is going to be really powerful for you as well. Again, the rest of them are very important. I do sense your digestive system. You've got all these different areas, including the hair follicle and skin matrix. MP3 comes up for you. But starting off with the neural pathway optimization, that's number one there. And again, once we get to that third live group session, that's going to be really powerful for you.
I was told that or they suspected that I had lung cancer. I've also had bladder cancer and skin cancers. The bladder cancer was confirmed and skin cancers were confirmed. And I chose to not go that way. I just don't want to do chemo or radiation or surgery. So I just changed my diet radically.
Okay. So you're still waiting to hear back whether or not it's going to be confirmed.
I'm just
Yeah.
not going that way.
Yeah. Yep. That's all good. These MP3s are going to be super supportive for building up the health in there for those specific challenges such as cancers and whatnot. Those are the ones where definitely one-on-one is going to be super helpful. And then we can look at what else is needed in order to create a great turnaround.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jay, for being here. Nice to hear from you.
Good to hear from you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
All right. Okay. We have time for two more. Nancy is up next.
Hello.
Hi, Nancy.
I have diagnosed with a thyroid issue, and I've been taking supplements and changing my diet, but I just wondered how it's going.
Okay. How have you been feeling since the supplements and diet change?
Much better because I've taken the iodine and I've taken a natural desiccated thyroid. So that helps a lot. So yeah, the energy really improved with that.
Okay. What are some of the like vitamins or minerals that you're supplementing with, or just kind of a broad spectrum, or you have some targeted beyond iodine?
Vitamin D, DHEA. That's all I can think of now. There's probably some other ones.
Yeah, those are really good. Several areas do come up for you. Of course, thyroid skin matrix is going to be supported. Along with that, the digestive tract comes up powerful. And then also liver lymphatic. There is more, and that would be something that we would probably want to spend more time on in a one-on-one to go through some of those, or like a discovery call to go through. There's a lot of different areas that are firing all at the same time, but those ones that I mentioned are going to be a super great starting point for you. And once we get into those live group sessions, those are going to be really great too, because we will have the ability to tune into those energies that are out there that we aren't sure what they are, and neither is anyone else. Yep. And if you can swing it, get a one-on-one. If you are able to do that, I would recommend about 3 weeks out.
Okay, thank you.
Nancy, how did the group process go for you earlier since it was focused on thyroid? I'd love to hear how you
Well,
experienced.
it felt warm and stuff like that, but like she said, there's just a lot of stuff. When the challenge is with thyroid, as she knows, is that every system, every organ, every cell needs the hormones that the thyroid provides. So it's like a multiple thing.
It
Totally.
is. Yeah. There's a lot of different kind of ways to approach it. I have found that one of the fastest ways is when we tune into those spaces of the unknown. That is
Okay.
where people who have really tough situations or things that don't want to move very easily, that's where they'll be able to maintain and stabilize.
Yeah, that makes
without
sense.
tipping off. Yeah. But yeah, we can talk about that in your one-on-one, or if you want to do a discovery scan or discovery call with me, you can certainly go ahead and book that and we can chat there too.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Nancy. All right. Angela, I see that you are saying that you were, I called on you earlier and you're not able to unmute. Can you do a scan on Angela even though she can't unmute?
Yes, I do that. Skeletal joint matrix is coming up as number 1, Angela. If that sounds surprising to you, it's likely then that there's just information that's stored that's signaling out into the body, into different areas. Most of the time, when I get this level of response, people will say, yeah, I do end up having some kind of back pain or back stiffness, or things kind of go a little bit wonky once in a while, or you already know you have, say, osteoporosis, or I mean, there's so many different osteo challenges, but skeletal joint matrix is number 1.
Very good. All right. Okay, and we have time for one more, and that is Eva. Eva, you should be able to unmute. Hello, welcome.
Thank you very much. I was very affected by the clearing before. Now I'm lying in the sofa instead of sitting in the sofa. So yeah, it really affected me. And I wanted to ask about inflammation. It's difficult to get rid of inflammation of joints. Often it can be emotional too, I think. So I don't know what you think, Kari.
Okay, I'm doing a scan here for you.
Yeah.
Yes, you have quite a few different areas coming up that are impacted. The bonus metabolic intelligence reset is going to be great for you. So that one will be really good to help calm things down. And then I'm looking for number 1. You have quite a few that are coming up here, but the liver lymphatic detox system, that is going to be super supportive. You do need a one-on-one. If you can get in, that's going to be a great option for you to help clear things out and get a good picture at what else or what all needs attention. But start with that liver lymphatic detox, utilize that metabolic intelligent reset. That will be supportive for you as well. Do you have any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to reinforce one more time that for all who are listening, whether you got a scan, whether you asked a question, doesn't matter. If you are here, all of the places where I've tuned in to anyone, anywhere, anytime here on this call, there's an activation of energy there, and your body is receiving an activation in those areas as well. So that's going to be some of you are going to feel it in your mid back, in your ribs, down in your low back. There's likely going to be, you felt it all over. There's heart center has been activated, the throat many times, the brain, the pineal, hypothalamus, those have been activated today, down in the gut several times. Of course, every time we're touching on things, every time I'm tuning into someone, the intention is that there's energy that is activated for each one of you who's listening here today. So I see a lot of hearts. I see some thumbs up. Please give a thumbs up or a comment or something. Have you felt an activation, even if you did not have a chance to ask a question or a chance to get a scan? An activation as we're just going through the scans. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of hearts and likes, so I'm really happy for that. My intention is not only do you learn something, I hope that each one of you can take something away from what we talked about. To me, it's the amazing benefits of energy and the fun parts about science and what's coming out as there's studies in these areas. That's really fun. The places we play and try out and learn, but that you can each experience a benefit as well. Physical changes, mental, emotional, that you can take those away and say, hey, it was worthwhile. I not only learned something, I got to feel something, and I feel a change that gives me the ability to step back into my day, into my week, into the new year, feeling a little more stabilized, a little more energized.
Love that. Yeah, love that. And so Marianne said, I did feel activated several times. Thank you. Andrea said, yes, another of energy movement. Thank you both for this experience. That's awesome. All right, guys, here's the link again. It's lifereawakened.com/Kari25. You can copy and paste that, or you can click on it, check it out. Last I looked, there were like 3 or 4 of the sessions taken. No pressure, but if you do want a session, make sure you jump in on those quickly. If we get to 10, I will ask Kari if we can increase. She asked to limit it at 10 for now. There's a lot going on with her and her business and all of that stuff. So we'll check in and try to get you more if we can. But if you want one, don't even go that route of worrying about it. Just go ahead and book it today so you have it. Also, we're going to get the 2-pay and 3-pay up. However, it won't be till later today. So just keep checking back. The team that takes care of that is in Malaysia. So when they get up, they will take care of that and get that on that order checkout for you. So I think that's all on my end. What a great call, Kari. It's just fascinating. Our bodies are just so fascinating, not only in how everything's all connected and how it affects everything, but also like those spaces in between that you talk about, and the healing side of things and how fast it can be and how quickly things can change for us. So I know a lot of you are going through a lot right now. And Kari and I were talking about before this call, same here. That's why I'm like, this year, 2025 hit with a bang on my end. And Kari said hers as well. So it's going to be a year of shifts and changes for so many of us. And Kari said earlier too, if we can keep our body strong, the strongest that we can be, then anything's possible, right? That is the number one thing, that health piece. So Kari's just created this brilliant program for us to be able to do that. So if you're interested, jump in and make sure you do that before Sunday so you don't miss out on her bonus as well. So I talked a lot more than I usually do. Kari, anything you want to share before we end this call today?
No, I think you did a great job. It was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it, having the chance to get together, talking about the things we love to talk about, learning a little bit. Like, it's just really fun to explore these things together. So I don't have anything extra to add. Of course, if there's any questions, if you're in my Facebook group, you can post them there. You can email us as well. Email Gretchen if you got any questions, any comments. But other than that, I have confidence that this is a great way to start off the year. And it's for me. I use this and I have this running for my family. Since I've created this, yesterday it was running as well. Sent this out to friends in need, family in need, and there's been some positive changes. So if you want to join us, go through all this together, I very much welcome you. And I love seeing each of you on the call, whether you're able to step into the program with me or not. I love seeing you. So I want to thank each one for that. And if you are, welcome. We're going to have a great time.
Awesome. Love that. All right, guys, let's show Kari how much we love and appreciate her spending this time with us, teaching and sharing and all that she is. So there you go, Kari. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you for
nice.
being here. Really appreciate you and everything you give to our community. Thank you so much.
All right. See you all soon there on Bliss Up as well. All right. Talk soon.
All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. Have a great rest of your week, and we'll be talking to you soon. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye, Kari.
Bye.